I'm Delaney Smith. I'm in the culinary program at KVCC, and today I'll be making puff pastry cream cheese danishes with strawberries. All right, first we're gonna start on the puff pastry dough. So you're gonna want to have the dough attachment, and you want to dissolve the salt in the water first. So you're gonna take 15 grams of salt and dump it into 315 milliliters of cold water and let that dissolve. Then you're going to dump that into the mixer. And from there, you're going to move it up and add 300 grams of bread flour. I want to start that slow so it doesn't go everywhere. You're going to add 315 grams of regular flour. And 135 grams of softened butter. And you're gonna let that mix. You can turn the speed up a little bit. And that will start to form into a dough consistency. From there, you're gonna have a butter block. It's gonna be 450 grams of cold butter. You want to roll it out into about an 8x8 square. Just a little bit more. Down, and let's see. This is about the consistency you want it to have, and usually you would let this chill for about an hour before you add the butter to it, but I'll show you now how to add the butter to it. So you're going to want to use a little bit of dusting flour. Set this on there. And a little bit more flour on top so it doesn't stick. You're going to want to roll it out. Try to stick right now just because it's not super cold. And what you want to do is get it big enough that you can fit your butter on one side so you can fold it over to refrigerate. So I'll take the butter block, put it on, and you're gonna want to fold this over and pinch the edges so it doesn't come out when you go to roll it. And lay down a little bit more flour. You want to roll towards the seam, that way you can kind of control the butter from coming out. And you want to try to keep it as even as possible so when you go to roll it, it doesn't look all weird. From here, you can just fold it kind of like a letter, like this, And then you'll take your plastic wrap and you're gonna put it in here so you can chill it. For each fold, you wanna fold it at least 6 times. You need to chill it for half an hour to an hour in between each fold. So we'll put this over here. And move this back a little bit. For this video, I already have folded dough out, and I'll fold it one more time to show what it should look like, and then I'll talk about shaping and cutting. So you'll get to the point where it looks like this, very smooth, and I'll lay a little bit more down. It's important to use a lot of flour so it doesn't stick to the surface, because you don't want the butter to escape, because when you go to bake it, the butter will seep out. And you just start by rolling. At this point, it doesn't really matter which way you roll, because you just want it to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, so when you go to cut it, it's easy to work with. Once you've worked with it longer, it does get harder to roll out, so just want to keep working it. A little bit more flour. And from here, I'll just cut it in half so it's not overwhelming. Put this to the side for now. Have this. I'll a little bit more. Then I have my cutting tool. You can really cut these however you would like. I like to do them in rectangles. So just go like that. And then probably about this. Do that if it doesn't fully cut all the way the first time. You can put the extras to the side, and usually if you have extras, you can egg wash them and put cinnamon sugar on them, and they will come out like little cinnamon sugar puff pastries. They're really good. From here, you'll grab your sheet tray and can put them on. It should look like this. To get the edges to rise up, you want to just take a paring knife and go along the edge without fully cutting through. If you cut through, then the strawberries will seep through and it will make your dough all wet. And you don't want to connect all 4 sides, you just want to connect each corner. And you want to keep it about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. That way there's room for the dough to rise. And then I have an egg wash. You will egg wash the sides to have them rise and become a golden brown color compared to the rest of the dough, the pastry dough. And just kind of brush them. It's okay if you get it outside of the little rectangle you've carved into the edge because you're gonna end up putting the cream cheese over that. So I'll set those to the side for now while I talk about the cream cheese filling. Now I've pre-made the cream cheese frosting, but to make it, you just want to use 360 grams of cream cheese, and then 60 grams of sugar, 72 grams of eggs, 8 grams of vanilla, and then 45 grams of pastry flour, and you're going to mix that together in the mixer. Doesn't matter what order, you can do it all at once. And then I just put my cream cheese frosting into a piping bag, and you can pipe however you'd like on here, but I like doing a little zigzag pattern. You don't want it to be too watery because then it will flood out everywhere. If it does come out too watery, you could probably just add a little bit more of the flour and it will thicken up. You want to stay within the lines that you've made. Don't go outside of them. Then, when you go to add the strawberries, I've cut them already, but you want them to be thinly sliced. So, around this. And you're just going to lay them on top of each pastry. You can do whatever pattern you like. I like to lay them just straight across. I think it makes it look pretty and neat. You want to try to find strawberries that are all around the same size so it looks neat and put together. Go with this one. And those will go in the oven at 425 for about 15 to 16 minutes. Move that to the side. Clean up a little bit. While those are in, you can work on your glaze. And for this, I just decided to do a powdered sugar glaze. So you're just gonna take, I didn't really measure this out because I feel like it depends on the consistency you'd like, but you just take a little bit of powdered sugar and some milk, and you mix it. I'll swap to my spoon so I can get the sides a little bit better. And I think that is around a good consistency to go on the top. So I'll put that to the side. Get out my tray. And this is what they will come out looking like. From there, just going to put them on my tray so I can do the glaze on top. Put those on there. And just take your glaze and go across. And I am going to plate them on this. And this will be the final product.